Many students are very familiar with the idea of censorship, and lots feel strongly about it. But what really goes into the process to make that kind of decision?
I tried out for the LCN talent show, and I tried out with an original song that I had made, and that all my friends and family had wanted to hear, that had mentions of death. And the rule when you get into the talent show, you have to perform whatever piece you auditioned with as like your piece for the talent show. When I did mine, I was accepted, but they had told me that they were going to change the rules for me because they didn't think that my song was appropriate because it had mentions of death. The story about the song was a girl, she was in a car wreck and she was placed into a medically induced coma. And then they woke her up from the coma, which is where the song begins. And then she realizes that they're waking her up to say goodbye because there's nothing they can do to help. And the song continues and it follows a trail of her building and figuring out all these things, realizing that the world around her is being selfish and being able to take back that. They told me that the rejection was because of the mentions of death and that it was a very touchy subject for some people, which I can agree with. I do feel like they rejected it simply because of one word.
I think students and adults or administrators have a different vantage point of what censorship is. As an administrator, we have to think about a lot of different things. Who's the audience? So who will be, hearing or being exposed to whatever the incident is. Certain things are appropriate for different audiences. So I think sometimes censorship is viewed as silencing someone or not wanting that message to get out there when it may just be what is the message and is it appropriate for that environment, for that context.
I don't want this to come across as me being negative or me lashing out. I want to understand why. And I am perfectly okay with the answer no. It's not that I'm being told no, it's that I'm not really being given a reason. And I'm having to make up these reasons for the little bits that they do give me. Having
that open dialogue between the student body and the administrators making those decisions is really important because it can feel like a personal attack if you're told, no, you can't do something. But in reality, those are really tough decisions for your school leaders to make. And there's always a reason why they're making them. Not that you can't be passionate about things and make your point known and express that in all different creative ways, but school may not be the appropriate venue for that. It really depends on what it is. And those are, again, are tough judgment calls. And with our world changing really quickly, those judgment calls have to be made frequently. But I do think that students have the expectation that they should just be able to say and do whatever they feel strongly about. And as adults, we realize that there's certain areas where that's appropriate and certain areas where it's not. And there's a disconnect there.
Sometimes I feel like they underestimate high school students and what their maturity level is. This is something that I've worked on for so long that I've been told countless times over and over again by different sources in different ways that it's meant to be seen, that it is good. And I feel like I'm being blocked and trapped because this shouldn't be as big of an issue as it is. But I also have to understand that it is the school's job to regulate these kinds of things and that at the end of the day, it is not up to me.
So, many things go into the decision to censor something, and although it may not be what people expect or want, administrations really are strict about what is censored. From the Frederick V. Pankow Center, this is Hannah reporting. Back to you at the news desk.